welcome back to all of my subscribers, and I want to thank you guys for helping me to pick today's topic. I ran a little poll on my channel and so many of you gave me feedback and it was such a help to me. So today's topic is going to be what makes you guys so gorgeous, and it was all based on your feedback. So if this is the first time you're seeing one of my readings, my name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And through the work I'm doing here on YouTube, as well as my website, odessamill.com, I hope to deliver messages to you that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. All right, so I've got 3 piles for you guys to select from. Pile number 1 is partnered with amethyst. Amethyst is a crystal that is often used to open up the third eye, which is right here, and it helps you to connect on a deeper level with your psychic abilities. And then pile number 2 is partnered with this hawk feather, which is one of the first items I used in my very first reading on YouTube. I found this when I was walking my dogs. It was like a gift from the universe. And then pile number 3 is partnered with my oldest cactus. This little baby has not grown an inch, but it seems to be very, very happy, so I'm good with that. So I'm gonna give you guys a second to select your pile, and I will see you in a moment. Welcome back, pile number 1. Okay, so amethyst, I'll just set it over there, and then these cards are gonna tell me what makes you so gorgeous. So let's see what you've got. You've got play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. You've got the age of light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. The 6 of swords, King of Pentacles, the elephant, and the blue star. Follow the light of your inner compass, the blue star. It will lead you to truth that resides within your soul. Wow. Okay, so pile number 1. The first thing that I'm picking up on is that you are a very wise old soul. You have a lot of knowledge. And if you don't resonate with the concept of reincarnation, that's okay. You would just be considered somebody that would be a good resource, like someone that your friends or family probably come to with their problems, that you give really great advice. And for those of you who do believe in reincarnation, I believe in reincarnation, you have brought skills from past lives into this life, and you have this energy of the elder, right? You just know a lot, and you have, because of that, being around the block, if you will, you have a real sense of calm and peace about you. Like, you really understand that there is a natural flow to our journey here on earth, and you bring calm to other people when they're in a state of crisis or anxiety. You know, the elephant is as well as this age of light and the blue star are all pointing towards past life energy and having had a lot of experience. And the elephant is also a communal animal, right? They are in family units that are very tightly woven, and they really help each other on their journey. And so I'm getting that sense of community from you as well, and being able to carry a heavy load. I think that you have the ability to see the best in people, and you help them to blossom, because this lotus is talking to me about helping people overcome their own shadow, helping them to see that the things about themselves that they maybe keep hidden, or that they're afraid of revealing, or they even have shame around, could potentially be their greatest gifts. Could actually be the thing that's going to help them to make their mark on this earth. Could be the one thing, that missing puzzle piece that helps, you know, a movement really take hold, or a new way of living life really start to gain momentum and start to be embraced by, you know, their own community or the world, you know? Like, I think you see that in people and you help them in a very gentle way, right? Like the elephant has its trunks are wrapped around the earth. In a really gentle way, you're able to help people to overcome and open themselves up to their own darkness, their own weaknesses. Now, I personally don't think that we have strengths and weaknesses. We have things that we have natural aptitudes in, that we have cultivated over lifetimes, and they just come to us like second nature. And we have other things that we maybe haven't had as much experience working with, or things that right now, based on this time period that we're living in, aren't socially acceptable. So we keep them in the shadows and we never give ourselves a chance to really integrate them into our lives in an effective way or hone those skills so that they get better. An example is somebody who loves to paint and draw. As a child, they love it. But somewhere along the line, they are convinced, possibly by the reactions of other adults, that they don't have the natural skill to ever be able to become an artist. So they just let it go. They might still draw or scribble or paint in their spare time. Like my guides are showing me an adult coloring book. So this person might still be creative, but never allow themselves to explore the possibility of being a full-time artist because other people around them at some point had decided that they didn't have just like the natural like aptitude to be able to be, I don't know what, a child prodigy. You know, you see that within people and you help them to overcome their own fear, you know, because like child prodigies are like few and far between. And oftentimes child prodigies don't necessarily come to something because it's something that they themselves love. It could be something that their parents or society pushed them into, right? We need to follow our heart, and you do that. You lead with your heart because that's what the blue star is talking about. It will lead you to the truth that resides within your soul. So I think that you walk the walk. I think you're a very beautiful person, both physically and on a soul level. Your heart, you just are a very loving, caring person. Now, with that said, I don't think that you're naive and I don't think you're a pushover. I think you're a very strong and to some could be possibly intimidating, right? Going back to this elephant, and my guides are saying to me, larger than life. So I do think that at times throughout your life, you have been faced with people who possibly even tried to bully you into being smaller, and you had to sort of overcome your own trauma. You know, I see that as a trauma. Somebody or society at large trying to keep you from being who you naturally are, you know, who your authentic you know, soul signature is. And you had to overcome that. You had to come into alignment with who you are, right? You've been training for this for lifetimes. What this is talking about is you have lived through obstacles in so many different past lifetimes or possibly this lifetime. You might have been a person who's constantly having to reinvent themselves, right? So you might have had a situation where you had problems in school, right? You had some sort of, you know, like you needed special care or you needed a tutor or you needed some special accommodations in school. And you had to battle that, and then the judgments of other kids being, you know, quote unquote different from them. And then possibly you lost a parent. And then possibly you ended up, your one surviving parent lost a job and you had to move. You know, like a lot, that's what I mean by like constant reinventions, which would come across for a child as trauma. And you rose above it, you rose above it, you rose above it in this life, and you just kept getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So like the empathy that you have for others is genuine because you have experienced what they've experienced. Now, obviously, the details of your own life aren't going to be the exact same as everyone else that you're coming across, but you are, based on your soul's experience, able to identify with how they're feeling because no, you might not have lost a child, but you lost a parent. So you can relate to what it feels like to lose someone who is the center of your world, right? Like you get that. And through this process of like ascension, if you will, right? This age of light, like really coming into your spiritual knowledge, like really like tapping into what the meaning of life is, why you're here, what's important to you. You were able to like release a lot of your own baggage. That's what this Six of Swords is talking about. It's like releasing the things that don't serve you any longer and moving towards a new beginning, a new life. I think that you were able to fight your way out of darkness. And that could have been depression. That could have been situations where, you know, your financial means were not what they needed to be, or you didn't have access to the education that you needed, or any number of things. You were limited in your resources or your opportunities, or people judged you and they thought that you would never amount to anything, and you proved them wrong. And you have this like real caring nature about yourself. Like you want to give back to others. You got the King of Pentacles, and the strength of this card for me isn't just talking about someone who comes forward as a leader. It has that same energy of this elephant, but that you want to share the wealth. You want to share the prosperity that you have found and cultivated in your own life. You worked for this. I am not saying at all that you just sort of stumbled into this because it was part of, you know, your life's plan. You had to work diligently to create this wealth in your life. But I think that now that you have, you know, cultivated this in your life, you've kind of learned a lot about steps that could help you navigate through tricky waters. And I think that you are either really, really open and very caring and giving with that knowledge, like you might mentor others. Or you might have your own YouTube channel where you offer advice, or you could be sharing your knowledge in any number of ways. You could have possibly set up a nonprofit, or you work at a nonprofit, or you volunteer, or you lecture, you know, like you go out and you do like talks with different community groups or in different schools, or you set up like a bursary or a scholarship fund, or you like put together meals and deliver meals to people that are living on the streets, or you knit, or you got a whole bunch of people together to like knit hats and mittens, and you go and hand that out in the winter, you know, that kind of thing. Like you are sharing your wealth, and never for a second do you think that you are better than any of these other people. You never ever feel that way because you know so acutely what it felt like to be in their shoes. And like I said, even if you are not in that place at all anymore, you know, like you never ever ever forget how easy it is to just end up in a situation that doesn't benefit you. You know, like it can happen to anyone. The energy that I'm getting, and this won't relate to all of you, but my guides do play stories for me. I'm clairvoyant, so they'll play stories for me even when I'm talking to you. It's like there's a little movie playing in my mind. And the story that they're showing me is someone who was without a home and was able to align with the right resources to be able to establish themselves, was able to put together a nonprofit, and then they gave back to the community that they had come from. They went back and they helped other people align with resources so they could get jobs or get homes and apartments and, you know, social like security numbers and like all the things that you need to be able to be recognized by the establishment, by society. And you know, some of you might be doing that, or you might be thinking about doing something like that, which is amazing. The other thing that is so gorgeous about you guys is that you have such a sense of like exuberance and life, you know, with this play card. I think that you understand how to like just live every moment. I think that you are firmly established in the now. Like, we only have now. Let's have as much fun and connection as we possibly can right now. But that doesn't mean that you're not planning for the future. You're always planning for the future, but you don't let the future override the now. And, you know, that is such an amazing, you know, skill and gift that you've cultivated. That doesn't come easy. So many of us, including myself, you know, we reach a milestone and then we think to ourselves, okay, great, check. What's the next goal? And we don't even stop to celebrate the accomplishment that we just achieved, that we had been working so diligently towards. I think that you help remind other people of that. You know, you help them to slow down, give yourself some time to breathe, you know, celebrate. Pop that bottle of champagne and have a toast to yourself, you know, give yourself a couple of days off, that kind of thing. You're in tune with the fact that there is a certain energy of, you know, a flow of life, and sometimes you are in an ebb and sometimes you're in a flow. You get that, you know, like that. I think you also have like a certain level of acceptance about the challenges that come up in your life, that sometimes you'll be faced with a challenge and you recognize that it is an opportunity for you to learn something about yourself or your environment or the people around you that's going to help you to grow even more. Because there's just so many like plants on these cards, the elephant and the King of Pentacles. It's really coming forward for me. So that is beautiful. I love that. So let's get a couple more cards. Find out what makes you so gorgeous. There's something about your hands too. You might be very expressive with your hands. I talk with my hands a lot. So you might be like me. You might be very expressive with your hands. You might have like delicate long fingers. It might be something like aesthetically your hands are really beautiful, or you have beautiful nails or something like that. Or you might do something with your hands. Like you might be a beautiful piano player, or you knit, like that knitting reference was coming up earlier. But there is something that's coming forward with hands for sure. Oh, beautiful. Yes, you have been a salvation to people. You just got green tarot. I think that you have such a beautiful like energy about you, just like this calm. People feel safe around you. I think that you're the type of person too that like if there was an animal in crisis that, you know, no one else could approach, you would be able, you just have that soothing, calm energy. I think you're able to like soothe babies really easily too. You know, when a baby just won't stop crying, you hold the baby and it's just like magic. It just soothes them. It's your energy. It's because you're so at peace and in tune with yourself. Oh, nice. You got Hestia home, just like And they're telling me to look, yes. They're telling me to look at the bottom of the deck. You got Nick's secrets. So you are, I'm going to take that out. So you really give people a sense of home and peace. And it's like people, when they are around you, it's like you just have all of the secrets to life. And it's because you have gotten off the treadmill. You're like, I'm not playing into the machine and like what the media is telling me will fill my cup, because I know from experience that none of that matters. I think that even in your hardest, darkest times, you can look back and see that there were so many beautiful moments, and that some of the people that you've met on your journey that were in, really hard, we're experiencing really hard times, we're some of the most giving, beautiful people you've ever met. And it informed you, and you've taken that information, those lessons, and you are sharing that with others. You really are sharing the secret of life. It's so beautiful. So let's get a couple more cards for what makes you so gorgeous, pile number one. What makes pile number one? I smell tobacco. Sacred. That gives me a sense of sharing, like a peace pipe energy, which would be ceremonial to the shamanic and indigenous community. But that's what just came forward to me. So you could possibly be from an indigenous community where tobacco or sharing tobacco was a sacred gesture, ceremonial gesture, a way of making peace with others, welcoming them, but that's just came forward to me. You also got courage, and the herb thyme is on here, and an anthem, which is like a ceremonial knife, which is used to often in magical practices, specifically for Wiccans. And there is the alchemical symbol for fire. I think, like I was getting with this elephant, I think you're really driven. You are really you are active, action-oriented. You want to make a change. You want to make a difference in the world. But you do have, so when the time, they're saying it's like time. They don't want me to translate it as the herb. They want me to translate it like the word. Like, you understand a sense of timing, that everything is in divine timing. And it's number 13. Which, depending on your cultural traditions, could be lucky, could be unlucky. But it reduces down to the number 4, which is foundational. And that is the energy. I think that you are a foundation for people. You are salvation to them. You are a home to them. You have secrets. You help them to ignite their own passion. You have a passion, but with a beautiful sense of timing and love and generosity, and that you really understand how to find joy in your life. I think that you have aligned with your divine purpose, or you're in the process of it, because the energy that I'm getting is that they know. That's what I keep being told. So you know what your divine purpose is. So whatever it is that you thought of when I said, you know what your divine purpose is, that's what it is. No matter what it is, going back to that earlier energy I was picking up on before, where it was like, you wanted to do something that maybe was unconventional, and you had to sort of fight, the devil in your own mind that was telling you that you can't achieve that, and you push through it. That is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. So if you haven't aligned with that yet, that is part of your life's purpose, to overcome your own self-limiting beliefs, your own fears of moving forward, transitioning into the full expression of who you are, not just in this life, but bringing forward all of those beautiful gifts from past lives too, or earlier in this life. And then eventually helping other people figure out how they can do it as well. And you can do that. Like I do that through this, right? Doing my spiritual work through my website as well as here on YouTube. But lots of people teach that lesson to everyone that's around them just by being their authentic self, showing the world what it looks like to live a different life. You know, you don't necessarily have to be a coach or, you know, go out of your way to have clients where you're working with them one-on-one. You just being authentic and going against the grain will help free people because they see you as a role model and they'll see, oh my God, they did it. Well, if they did it, then maybe I could do that too. That's all you need to do. So just follow your heart. This is amazing. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple of final cards about what makes you guys so beautiful. Sorry, so gorgeous. My guys are like, we're not doing beauty. We're doing gorgeousness. What makes you so gorgeous? What makes pile number one so gorgeous? What makes pile number one so gorgeous? All right. Yes. So this is sort of adding to what I was already talking about. I was picking you at animals. So I was picking up before you have that soothing energy that I was talking about with the salvation and home. And I think that animals are naturally drawn to you. You know, you have this real Mother Nature vibe to you, right? Which also comes through with the King of Pentacles, because Pentacles are always connected to our physical world. And you brought yourself a lot of good luck by understanding in divine timing and birthing the life of your dreams, right? Pursuing that. Fertility. Fertility can be talking about that good luck coming into your life, being creative and pursuing our creative, passions. But fertility is also about being patient, because there is a 9-month gestation period before the baby is born. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more. And then for some people, their fertility journey takes a lot longer than that, because they might have challenges when it comes to having a child. They might have not have the ability to have their own biological children. So their journey to parenthood is much longer. So fertility can also be talking about patience and divine timing and looking for opportunities and seeing things from a different perspective and being open-minded. And because of that energy, which is so gorgeous, that truly is like beautiful energy, you brought yourself all of this good luck. There's a real sense of like strong manifestation that's coming through with this, with just like so much joy. It's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I think that you've realigned yourself. I just said realigned. What I wanted to say was aligned. So you might have reconnected actually with people that you might have known from the past that were on the same journey, and you guys came back together, which is interesting. You realigned with people that were high vibrational. So let me get one final card about what makes you so gorgeous, pile number one. All right. So your final card is power symbol. Cleanse, purify, protect the physical body. You are a natural power amplifier, if you will. You know, you're like a battery to other people. You help them to understand how they can cleanse, purify, and protect themselves, because you have done this for yourself. like the entire reading is just like screaming at me about how powerful you are, how inspiring you are, how beautiful you just like have a real natural beauty about you. Like just like you might like to wear really flamboyant clothes, and you might to wear a lot of makeup and do your hair and accessorize, and you might like to go all out. But the thing that is so beautiful about you is that your beauty comes radiating out of your energy. So when you do doll yourself up and you go and express yourself on a physical level, obviously you're stunning. But even when you don't do all of those things, you're still stunning. You know? Like you just have like this gorgeous, I just heard ethereal. So you might even identify as being an earth angel. That might be something that resonates for you, because you have strong ethereal, strong energy. Like this is like energy like Archangel Michael. You know what I mean? For those of you who understand about the symbolism of angels and their backstory, Archangel Michael is a very strong energy of protection, but also absolutely beautiful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope that this resonated with you. If you enjoyed the reading, if you could like the video, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, that would be amazing. Come and join the family. If you know someone who might be interested in this, please share. And if anyone is interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can check out all of my services and my booking information there. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 2. Welcome back. All right, so I'm going to put the hawk feather to the side. These cards are going to tell me what is so gorgeous about you guys. So let's see what you have. You have soul family, call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. You have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, and be held. Beautiful. The Hanged Man, King of Wands, the Blue Jay, and transcendence. Transcend your mind's limitations and allow your soul's light to truly shine. Beautiful. All right. Okay, so the energy that I'm getting here is, first off, I believe that many of you, your voice is really, really beautiful. You might have a beautiful singing voice. You might have a beautiful speaking voice. You might have just like a gorgeous way of expressing yourself, you know, that you might be a poet or a writer, where you're just able to communicate in a really effective way, because the Blue Jay is connected to communication. Even this particular Blue Jay has its mouth open. It's in the middle of a call. So that's standing out strongly. And the energy for the rest of this is that you are a person that has two sides to them, and both of them are gorgeous. You are a person who, I would say you are kind of a social introvert. I'm like this too. I think that you're probably an empath, and you love being around people, and you can be the life of the party, and you really enjoy having really strong ties to other people, like this soul family is talking about. And the King of Wands, you know, really being a leader, standing out there and being on a public stage. It could just be that, you know, you're kind of like I was saying, the life of the party. And you, when you're around people, you're really charged by that. But then at times you can also be drained by certain people's energy and need time to sort of recuperate and withdraw, which is the deep replenishment card. As well as even the Hanged Man is talking about retreating. So I think that you have those two sides of yourself, which I think is also really gorgeous. The energy I'm getting is you're mysterious. People find you very mysterious. I think that you're really in tune with nature too, and it might just be that you are in tune with who you are and what you love, and you aren't sacrificing that anymore. I think that there was a time in your life where maybe you gave everything to other people, and through those experiences it helped you to sort of see things from a different perspective, which is the Hanged Man is talking about that. But it's also a card talking about sacrifice so that you can gain something, right? The Hanged Man is talking about, I connect the Hangman, this particular image on the card, to the story of Odin. And Odin is a Norse god. He sacrificed himself to himself on the tree of life so that he could gain the gift of sight. And when I say sight, I'm talking about psychic abilities. And it's like you went through that same process. There was something where you were giving too much of yourself to other people. They took advantage of you, but through that experience, you learned how strong you are and how healing your light is and how much you shine, right? Like how you're a star is what I'm getting. You're just a natural star, and you have this beautiful gift that you are gonna be able to really touch people with, whether that is like, it has something to do with you communicating, and that is absolutely gorgeous. It could be the content of what you're communicating and talking about, right? Or it could be like the like you might have you might be a musician, like I was saying, where you are singing. You could be a poet, you could be a writer, you could be doing voiceovers, but it has something to do with communication, and it's really helping people to blossom. Like there's all of these flowers in full bloom. The Hanged Man has this vine growing around him. There's all of these beautiful flowers here on the Deep Replenishment card, and then also on the Soul Family card. So I feel like you help to show people what it looks like to have strong boundaries, as well as to be able to take time on your own to replenish and recuperate. And I think that some of you might actually be like have jobs around that kind of thing, whether that is like massage therapy, or whether it's like doing Reiki or working at a spa even. Like it could be anything to do with recuperation. And whatever if you do work at like a spa, or whatever you're physically doing, people find gorgeous. Like you're just like it's such an art around it is the energy I'm getting, but it feels like it's a physical thing, you know, for that segment of you. There's something physical. Some of you might be dancing even, because I'm really getting that strong energy of movement and dance, especially with the whales and the dolphins here leaping out of the water. And you know, you are able to just connect with people on such a deep level, on a soul level. Like I think that they really feel heard by you or seen by you. You know, like I really get that strong energy. I think that not only are you a really great communicator, but I think that you're also a really good listener. And I think that you really see deep into what people are saying, right? Because I'm being drawn to all of these constellations here, which is making me think of like the zodiac and astrology. So someone might not share a lot about who they are on an intimate level, like, you know, their secrets, but it's like you can just feel it in their energy, and they just really feel so connected to you so quickly and like so seen, because this Soul Family card is really telling me a lot about that. That is beautiful, but there's strongly this energy of you also being really dynamic. And I think that like I'm getting siren type energy. I think you have a real sensuality about you, like just really beautiful. Some of you might have like gorgeous hair because there's like flowing and long hair, you know, like, or yeah, there's something about really long hair because there's long hair flowing in the breeze here. Then this hair, I mean, you can only see the top of it, but the movement of it is really giving me a sense of like, you know, flying in the breeze, right? Because the hair is all going up in the picture. And then these women also have long hair. And even the feathers, like you might really be like, you might just be, you might have a way of dressing too that's really outside of the box, I'm getting. That might be like how you communicate. You might be really into like fashion and just like mixing colors and patterns and like just really being out there and different and unique. Or you might be like really inspired by very avant-garde designers, you know, like high-end fashion, or like, cause I keep getting comme des garçons, you know, like really like avant-garde, interesting stuff, you know, like you might also like, it might not be like you're spending a ton of money. You might be the kind of person that goes out and like, they're like, okay, I got 20 bucks. Let's go and see what we can get. Like you're thrifters and you like reinvent stuff. Like I am shocked at what I can see people make, especially like on YouTube and on TikTok and even on Instagram. Like people will like buy things and totally cut it apart and reinvent it, upcycling it. And I'll be blown away at how gorgeous these new items are that they've made. You might be one of those people. You might be a person that will go to like antique stores or thrift shops and like you just find like little treasures. And if you are, oh my God, let me know. Like you're my people. I love, 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 love thrift shopping and flea markets and, you know, just being different. I just think it's so much more fun. Because they're like, I'm strongly getting like the brightly colored feathers and the like there's so much color and energy with the King of Wands card as well. All right, so let's get some more cards and find out what makes you so gorgeous, pile number 2. What makes pile number 2 so gorgeous? Let's get one more piece. Thank you. Okay. Oh, nice. You've got Bridget, creative spark. So you're definitely a person that thinks outside of the box. You're creative. You're making things, reinventing yourself, reinventing possibly, you know, the, I don't know, like the energy I'm getting is reinventing the way people see something. You know, like reinventing possibly the way they see themselves, or like if you're a musician, you're creating a totally new sound by like taking something like country music and mixing it with metal, you know, like two, like real contrasting, like things that people would see as polar opposites and blending it together. That's just one example, right? You'll know what I'm talking about. You also got the card Bronwyn, forgiveness, and you got Kuan Yin, compassion. So this is like that energy I was picking up with here with the soul family and the deep replenishment. You might have really gone through a lot in the past, and it just like really softened you. You know, instead of it breaking you, it just softened you and allowed you to slow down is the energy I'm getting. Like you had to rest and recuperate. It was just so devastating and so painful for you that you had to possibly even withdraw and like go into this hangman is, to me right now in this moment, is really giving me strong like hermit energy, which is the hermit card is talking about going within and sort of retreating. And it's all this blackness all around the hangman that's giving me that energy. And as well as the deep replenishment, very hermit-like. And you might have had to withdraw and sort of like reevaluate who you are and how you wanted to be seen in the world and what you wanted to be known for is what I'm getting. And you just emerged, but it was like, I think that it's been this soft and gentle immersion out of your cocoon, you know, like, because I just keep getting this feeling of like gentle like the breeze, and what I'm physically feeling is almost like the energy of waves washing over you, and how like gentle and soothing that energy is. That's what I'm getting from you. I think that you have this fire, but I feel like you're really taking your time with the journey. You're not in a rush at all to charge towards your, like the peak of the journey. Like, I think that you are going to be a star. You're going to truly shine in your own light. Going back to this transcendence card, which is talking about transcending the limitations of the mind, breaking free of your self-limiting beliefs, and allowing your true light to shine. But you're not in a rush towards this. And as a result of that, you're really getting in tune with like your creative energies and having compassion for yourself. And when you have compassion for yourself, you're not dwelling on things that, you know, ruminating on the things that went wrong, or the things that, like, oftentimes we like go back and like think about, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. I wish I hadn't done that. Oh, why did I do that? And it just takes you right out of that creative energy. You're not doing that. You're just like exploring it so gently. I just love that. All right, let's get some more cards. What else is so gorgeous about pile number 2? What is so gorgeous about pile number 2? Ooh. You've got emotions, and it's partnered with the cucumber, and there's the moon on here as well, and the alchemical symbol for earth, and the number 4, which is weird. That came out in pile number 1, a reference to the number 4, which is talking about foundations. So you are an empath, like I was saying, like, but I really feel like you have that dual nature, like me. Like, I need to recuperate, but I am not an introvert where I can get charged from other people as well as being charged by retreating and being on my own. It's not just one or the other. And I feel like you are the same. And I think you also are really strongly connected to the moon and moon energy, with the moon here, and then the energy of the moon behind the hangman's head also could be a halo. Then the moon energy here as well, which is connected to the divine feminine. There's strong, like, nurturing vibes that are coming through here. So you might get some of your best ideas at night. And like this emotions with this cucumber, I'm getting that energy of being different and unique and being a little bit strange. But that really, really working out for you. They keep showing me images of various like celebrities, and like people that just like had personas, you know, like they were really thinking outside of the box, like David Bowie, that kind of energy. Like, you have this message that is drawing people to you. You're a little otherworldly, which is super gorgeous. You're unique with the way you present yourself and the way that you dress. And you have a unique message. And you also are a little bit like, you're not standoffish. You just are a little, you know how to self-soothe. You know how to like retreat and recuperate and take care of yourself. You're not dependent on other people. You are not codependent. I don't get that in your energy at all. And I think that you also will definitely avoid people that are high drama or are going to be draining to you. You're really an empowered empath. Because there's like energy here of the Palo Santo. So like cleansing your own energy. Like that, I love this so much. This is so amazing. Okay, so let me get some more cards about what makes you guys so gorgeous, pile number 2. Oh boy. Okay, pile number 2. So gorgeous. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, so you got forgiveness. So you've released any of the pain that you had from the past. Like I was talking about before, you've gone through hardships. You've had possibly people that really underestimated you. I'm getting the energy that you've had people in the past that really didn't think that you'd ever achieve anything. They just, like, what I'm hearing is they thought they were weird. They just thought you were like too weird that you would never do anything. And like, it's such a shame that people see things that way. Like, it's the weird people that break the mold. It's the strange people. Get weirder, get stranger. You know, even if you guys don't resonate with this message, if the only thing that you take away from everything I'm saying is that you need to like really show your authentic truth and really show the world who you really are, that is the most important message of this whole thing. That's where your true beauty comes from. That's what makes you gorgeous, by being as unique and different as you possibly can. Now, I don't mean like go out and be different and strange just for the sake of being different and strange. Do what your heart is actually telling you to do. Just don't be crippled by fear that other people aren't going to understand you, because it is always the people that seemingly are right out there and are totally weird that break the mold. They're the innovators. Somebody has to be the first, right? And the rest of the world is always like, what are they doing? You know, like, get weirder, because it's going to really bring you a lot of financial health and prosperity. Like, you might already be super well off. And like, if that's the case, then you have it all worked out, because not only have you like forgiven all the people from the past that underestimated you and possibly bullied you or like just were not kind at all, not supportive. But you've also, you know, made peace with your own self-limiting beliefs. You care for yourself, you love yourself, you're authentically speaking your truth, you're unique, you're different, you're showcasing all your unique and different talents and skills and ways of seeing the world, right? Like, you can express yourself in the way that you see the world through your clothes. I think you're super inventive, you know? So I feel like even when you didn't have a lot of money, which could be right now, you might not have a lot of money, and this is in the future. This is what's going to be coming to you. But even when you know, have money, you still will be mindful that you don't need that money to look fashionable and be amazing and have people's heads turn to look at you, you know? And you don't judge others for the energy that they are in, where they are in a lack mindset, or they judged you, or they feel like they have to have the latest name brands, or they have to be like everyone else. You forgive all those people. And that's another thing that makes you a gorgeous person, because that's hard. It's hard to get to that energy, to like understand that everyone is doing the best they can with the point that, like, being at the point that they are in their own spiritual journey, right? like they're not treating you, or they didn't treat you badly or judge you because they are just evil people. It might come across that way, but they're doing it because they feel insecure. And it's because they haven't learned to love themselves. So by you being able to step out on your own and like be different, it's a mark of how spiritually like changed you've become, you know, or how enlightened you are, or how far you've grown, you know, how far you've come. That's a sign that you should look back at those people with compassion and forgiveness. And you got those cards. Oh my God, you got forgiveness twice. Because Bronwyn, that's a strong energy for you. One of true empathy. Truly, you are an empath, 100%. I would be shocked if you were not an empath. And if you don't resonate, or you don't know what an empath is, I'm an empath as well. Basically what that means is you are a highly sensitive person. You can pick up on information from your environment and the people around you through your senses and your emotions. You might cry at commercials. You might feel things on a deeper level than others around you. And you might have always been told that you were too sensitive. Now, if this resonates for you guys, just drop a heart in the comments, because I'd love to see how many of you resonate with being an empath. I really would. Just any color of heart that speaks to you. Show your creative flair. So let's get a couple more cards and find out what else about you is so gorgeous. So let's see here. I am feeling drawn to, let's break this out. It is so gorgeous about pile number 2. Ooh. Oh, yes. This is repeating like what I was intuitively getting and channeling. So you have natural power. You are able to see things through a totally different lens, right? You've opened up doorways in your own mind. You've balanced out your divine masculine and your divine feminine energy. For some of you, that might be very physical, you know, that where you are changing your physical identity and you're balancing that out and you're presenting yourself in a totally different way to the world. And it's totally gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. But it might also be that message that I was talking about, whatever you're creatively communicating, but you have this psychic ability to sort of tap into the messages of the future, right? Like you kind of know things that are going to happen, possibly trends that are going to happen before they become big. And it's because you're meant to be an innovator. You are extremely versatile. You'll find your way out of any tricky situation, and it's really gorgeous. Like, but you're not just like able to, you know, be creative about how you maneuver through life so you get what you want. You are creative about the way you think about the world, and you help other people see that too. But mostly through leading by example. You understand that criticism of you really has nothing to do with who you are. It's more about the other person and how they feel about themselves. And you try and not take that on. We all have weak moments, right? Where people's harsh words can hurt us. But I think that you are really starting to shift that in your mind and allowing the beauty to blossom forth and really see it as like, oh, wow. Well, if they are afraid and feeling nervous by what I'm doing, I'm probably on the right track, because if it's making them nervous, it means that it's different than anything they've seen before. And if I want to be an innovator, that's the energy I need to be in. You've escaped all of those old, like, the energy that I'm getting from this card is you have escaped from the rat race of what everyone else is doing. You've come to this really zen place in your life where you're just like going to pursue your own passions. All right, so let me get one final card for you guys to find out a little bit more about what makes pile number 2 gorgeous. Nice. You got fairy magic, Respectfully work with the fairies and elements to achieve your goals. Whoa, pile number 2. So for those of you who are interested in magic, fairies, elemental energies, mystical symbolism, all of that stuff, if that is your jam, you definitely came to the right person. This is your channel. You are connected, in my eyes, to that kind of fairy energy. Yeah, like you're able to sort of like, you're able to spin gold out of straw. It's like that Rumpelstiltskin, where if you don't know the story of Rumpelstiltskin, look it up. But basically it is this magical being that helped this girl spin straw into gold. It's a very elaborate story, but that's the reference. Yeah, you're able to make something beautiful out of nothing, and you make it look so easy and effortless. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And I'm getting the energy too that there's something really beautiful about your skin, like you have a luminescence about you, which is also very, very connected to like fairy energy and elemental energy, like just a natural glow about you. Like some people mention that when women are pregnant, you know, they'll say, oh, you're just glowing. It's because they're so connected to the earth and the energy of creation. You have that too. That's really coming forward too. Again, back to this Hanged Man. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated with you. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the reading, or share it with someone you know that might also enjoy it. That would be amazing. And if you liked the reading, if you like my style, please subscribe to the channel, join the family. I talk about these kinds of topics in more depth, like talking about like the spiritual nature of why we're here, and like you know, fairy energies and like psychic abilities and all that stuff that's sort of coming through in your reading quite a bit. So you might want to join me on this journey. And if anyone is interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can always go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can check out all of my services and my booking information there. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 3. Okay, so I'm going to put the cactus over there, and these cards are going to tell me what makes you so gorgeous. Let's see. You got boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? You got take a break, a life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. 5 of Swords. 3 of Cups. The Bat. And guidance. You are not alone. You're guided by masters and teachers of the highest realms. Ooh, all right. Okay, so first off, I think that you are a person that is extremely skilled, a master or a teacher in some area of your life. You have a lot of knowledge, and there's a lot of people that want to be part of your life, that would like to be able to work with you. You might be the type of person that gets approached a lot by different like recruiters, like different companies are interested in sort of poaching you, if you will. Or you could just have a lot of people around you, like in your friend group or your family group, that like want you to be with them all the time. Like everyone sees you as their best friend. That's the energy I'm getting. They all want to break bread with you. They all want to have a drink with you. And I think that you're an amazing friend. Like I think that you're the type of person that would organize a birthday party for someone, or like organize a spontaneous trip, like a surprise trip to Vegas or something. You know, like you just have this like real giving nature about you. And it's like, you understand that it's really about the experiences and the people in your life that make everything worthwhile. And the boundaries card with all of these people reaching out to this woman and the Five of Swords, I think is telling me a bit about your journey. I think that you've had people in the past that maybe like crossed your boundaries or took advantage of you or wanted to like argue and fight. Like I'm getting the energy of like, I'm just playing devil's advocate here, you know, like that kind of energy where it's like somebody just wants to, they kind of get energy off of like the quarrel or the bickering, and you transitioned out of this. I don't think you were ever the person that was trying to cause fights. I think that others around you were trying to fight with you, and you were like, you know what, this doesn't feel good anymore. And if it doesn't feel good, then why am I keeping this in my life? And you set up boundaries and you started to radiate a vibration that magnetized people to you that would respect you. And I think that you like found yourself in a totally new group of people. For some of you, this might have been you actually leaving your family of origin and like, you know, having your chosen family, right? Your friends and family, or your friends becoming your family. And I feel like there's this real energy of like, an elder, like a mother hen, you know, like that kind of energy. Like you might be part of a group or a community where there has been a history of not being accepted. You know, people not being accepted by their family of origin and having to leave that community, and you being like there welcoming them with open arms. You know, like I'm thinking about so many people's story that, you know, come from the queer community, LGBTQ, you know, dynamics at play in families that don't accept or don't understand, and feeling like you're being torn in a whole bunch of different ways and leaving that. Now that might not be your story. I'm just saying that that's an example of the kind of energy that I'm getting here. And you are like this diamond to people, just like a gem, you know, like you're just so rare and beautiful. And I think that you're an amazing listener. I think that you really help people to like process their own trauma and grief. Some of you guys might actually be counselors or teachers or coaches, because the bat is a symbol of, well, it can be talking about clairaudience. So you might have the psychic gift to be able to hear messages from spirit, but bats, they sort of maneuver at night and find insects based on their echolocation skills, right? So that's where I'm getting that energy of you being a really good listener. And I think you are naturally very empathetic, because there's an energy of the moon here and energy of water, which would be connected to the emotional body. And I think that you utilize those skills to help people feel like they are part of your family and part of your community. Like it's just such a beautiful energy, you know, like it just like truly like it's like this strong, like mothering, nurturing energy. And that doesn't mean that you are a woman or identify as being a woman. It's just that strong yin energy. So that is beautiful. I love that. And you really like have mastered the art of communication. So it partners beautifully with this being a good listener. Part of being able to effectively communicate with another person is the skill to be able to stop and really listen to what the other person is saying, and not just be reacting to what they're saying that might be triggering to us. Really hearing that person's experience. You get this. You totally get this. I don't think that you're easily tripped up by other people's shadow energy. You know, like we all have a shadow, right? The shadow is the part of ourselves that we keep hidden, that we reject. Sometimes it can be some of our strongest and greatest gifts. And when sometimes it's trauma as well. And either of those two sides of that, or either of those layers of the shadow, can cause us to be triggered by the actions or the words of another person. And I think that you are around people that have experienced trauma and are possibly even in crisis. Like I can't ignore that you got this card, guidance. Like, you could very well be an actual guidance counselor or coach or a nurse or a teacher or something like that. Because the energy I'm getting is that you're around people that are in crisis and it does not faze you. You don't get triggered at all by that. And some people aren't able to do that. And you are just like calm and cool and collected. And you just help these people to transition out of this energy of pain so quickly as a result of this. Because you are, I feel like I'm going to start crying. Like, I'm feeling so choked up by this because I'm being told that you are, for many of these people, the very first time in their entire life where they have been around someone expressing their emotions at their full extent, and the other person hasn't shamed them for that or hasn't walked away from them. You know, you're the very first person that they've ever met that has been emotionally balanced. That is so beautiful. That is like the epitome of being gorgeous. That is beautiful energy. I'm so in awe of this. Let's get some more cards and find out some more about you guys. So what makes pile number 3 gorgeous? My guys are talking to me about how you help people to see things from a different perspective. Radical acceptance might resonate with you. That there's an energy of being able to help people to see their own circumstances in a different light so that they are, wow. So they are not trapped any longer, which is so beautiful. And you do it in such a beautiful, beautiful way. Yes, like, okay, so you got the card salvation. So that goes along with this guidance that's really coming forward to me. That you are a salvation to so many people. You might be a foster parent. You might be opening up your home to people or animals, but there's some good that you're doing. You are extending yourself and giving of yourself to people that are maybe down on their luck or not in a good situation, or possibly like children that people like think have, you know, attitude problems, or, you know, like there's a whole bunch of ways that this could play out. But the energy I'm getting is that you are opening yourself up and possibly even your home to people that others wouldn't give the time of day to. And that it's so beautiful. And it's like you, not only do you see the beauty in these people, but you see the truth of our own existence. You see that we're all connected. You might be interested in listening to pile number 1, like, because there's definitely like some connections here with pile number 1. I see connections with pile number 2 as well. So if you were unsure about which pile to pick, I would definitely go back and listen to whatever other pile it was that you were drawn to, because this definitely has like ties to the other 2 piles. But you see the meaning of, like, you see like the beauty inside someone's heart. It's like you see that, like, just because someone is in crisis right now doesn't make them a bad person. It doesn't take away their own divinity, their own beauty, their own power. And you are so willing to open yourself up to helping them. You got communion. Like, I feel like you are spiritually guided. Now, that might not resonate with you. You might not necessarily feel like you're being guided by a higher power to do the work that you're doing. But I think for many of you, you will feel that way. And you are like earth angel. Like you are guided by spirit to be doing this work and showing people that The world doesn't have to be a scary place, that there are people out there that can be trusted and want the best. Like, because the energy I'm getting is that you're working with people that have consistently been abused and mistreated throughout their lives. And you're like, here, come with me, and I'm gonna help you set up a beautiful life. You know, you're breaking bread with people. Like I was saying before, like with the Three of Cups, you're breaking bread. You're giving them food. You're giving them a place to stay. You're giving them, like, you know, something to drink. And if it's not like literal, like physical things that you're doing to help this person survive, it's emotional and like spiritual. You know, whatever it is that you're doing for the people around you, you are literally changing their lives. You are freeing them from the shackles of whatever was carrying them or holding them back in the past. And like the motivations, I think, that were carrying them forward, that weren't serving them. And you help them to see the humor of their own situation, right? Because it's like a little bit like dark humor. It's like being able, it's like paramedics when they could like make jokes about, you know, their jobs, or cops that will make jokes about, you know, the darker sides of life, because they have to be able to like keep going, or, you know, survive, to be able to like handle that. You do that in a beautiful way. You help people to find their own joy and laughter again, and be able to find the beauty and some of the humor even in their own trauma. And you're very ambitious, and that definitely rubs off on people. You know, they're like, I think that you've had a situation where like you really overcame something. You really had to rise up and come through some sort of fire of your own. And that could have been a bad home life growing up. It could have been a broken marriage. It could have been any kind of trauma. It could also have been like a health crisis, or you got into a car accident, or it could have been like issues like learning limitations, or like seemingly limitations. Like you might have had or have ADHD, and you had to like figure out ways to like, you know, work through you know, the expectations of others, or the expectations of on yourself, to like sort of integrate that part of yourself. You know, it could be anything. But you've done an amazing job, and you're an inspiration to other people. It's so beautiful. All right, so let's get some more cards. Let's see. Yeah. What makes pile number 3 so gorgeous? Ooh. Yeah, you're definitely divinely guided, because you just got Keeper of the Earth. You're not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. You are helping people to see that in their own life. You're helping them to build communities. And you are definitely, I would be shocked if you don't already feel like there is some sort of like inner calling. Like you might have wanted to do the things that you're doing now for a really long time. It could be your career, but it could just be, you know, something that you're doing on the side. You know, you might have a career and then you're volunteering, or you're doing some sort of outreach program on the side. So what makes group number 3 so gorgeous? There's something about your eyes. You have very piercing, whoa, that is a few too many. That was like 15 cards. There's something definitely about your eyes. You just have a piercing stare. It's like people sometimes might have even felt a little uncomfortable when you looked at them, because it's like you can see into their soul. That's the energy I'm getting. And I'm getting strongly dark hair. Like there's something beautiful about your hair, possibly curly hair. There's like something wild and free about you. Really wild and free, that like the energy that I'm getting here. I'm gonna sort of concentrate here for a second. What makes pile number 3 gorgeous? regeneration with the fire. I love that. And then it's number 17, but it reduces down to 8. Ooh, I like that. I like that. I like that. Okay, so you have reinvented yourself a number of different times. Like I was saying before, this could be that you've fallen on hard times and then you rose up. This could also mean, and you got the Aries symbol. So it could also mean that you've been shifting and changing your job or going back to school and trying out different fields, or you have a lot of different hobbies, or you're trying to alchemize your own life. You're just trying to shift and change things. Like I get the energy of like constantly wanting to improve. You know, I think that you're really interested in self-help or self-improvement. And that could be any number of things. That could be you doing yoga and meditating and eating, you know, all organic, you know, it could be that, which is one, you know, sort of, you know, classic sort of stereotypical way of doing self-improvement in the spiritual fields, and holistic health, that kind of thing. But it could also mean that you are trying to grow and shift and change by like learning a lot about psychology or taking up as many different hobbies as you can. There's an energy coming forward of somebody trying to do things that they actually are afraid of, right? Like I'm being afraid of public speaking and then starting your own YouTube channel, or doing like, you know, a Toastmasters program where you're like gonna have to do a speech in front of a bunch of people. That's the energy I'm getting. Regeneration. You help others to reinvent themselves, regrow, you know, parts of themselves that they thought they had lost. That is so beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let's get some more cards. Whoop. Yes, you have a lot of strong friendships. You just got the friendship card. Like, there's a lot of people that would consider you their best friend. Absolutely. Like, just a total blessing. What makes group number 3 so gorgeous? What makes group number 3? Ooh, yeah, transformation. Very similar energy to that regeneration card. Just completely blossoming and growing, you know, going from the caterpillar into the butterfly, or going from the caterpillar into the moth. I think, like I was saying before, you've gone through many different stages of growth. You've got protection. This is Mother Nature. There's that mothering, protective energy that I was picking up on before. And there's some butterflies here. You are, yeah, like, just like the patriarch, or the matriarch is what I wanted to say. The like the mother hen is what I'm getting. Mother hen. Now, you might not identify as being a woman, but it's the energy of being that nurturing mom. You just got manifestation, so you're really able to use your skills to like alchemize and change the outcome of things around you. I think that you're able to be very persuasive as well. That's the energy I'm getting. It's like you don't raise your voice, you don't get loud. You try and persuade people based on showing patience for them, but persistence. You know, it's that neck that turns the head. It's not a matter of manipulation. You're not manipulating anyone. You're being patient and truly believing that they will come to see the light and will see things in a way that benefits not just themselves, but everyone in divine timing. And until that point, when they sort of come into alignment with you, you're going to make sure that you are very honest and supportive about, you know, what you think they need, and you're honest about what your perspective is, and you are compassionate, and you provide all of the guidance and assistance that they need. You make it open for them, because, you know, the energy I'm getting is like, sometimes you're working with people, or you're surrounded by people that, like I was saying before, are deep in their shadow, and they don't necessarily want to change, or they are not in agreement with your perspective on things. And as a result of that, they might be really harming themselves. For example, if somebody has an alcohol dependency and you see them as needing to cut that element out of their life because it's destroying them, it's not good for their health, it's not good for physically or mentally, and it's taking away the joy of their life. But instead of saying, you know, being aggressive about it, you're very, very patient, very, very non-judgmental is the energy I'm getting. And you're just able to manifest opportunities for yourself. You help people to blossom and grow, to reinvent themselves. Now, you might be very connected with like different, like the energy that I'm getting is, there is an energy of like groups working together. You know, that could be volunteer groups, this could be church groups, something like that. But there's a strong community. And this could be you, if you have children, possibly volunteering, you know, at your children's school. Something about organizing events for sure is coming forward. And that, and just your exuberance and your happiness and your joy just makes you so beautiful. So let me get a couple of cards here. You might really like makeup. There's a number of cards here where it's like very, very vibrant makeup, eye makeup, like Green Terra. There's a band here on the eyes. Then Ma'at, Truth, the band on the eyes. Benzatin, band on the eyes. Even Ishtar has the markings on her cheeks, and Uzum has the band on her eyes as well, which is really unique and interesting because not all the goddesses have that. It's like, out of this whole deck, it's probably every goddess that has a band over their eyes. So you might really like really vibrant eyeshadow or makeup. Some bold colors is what I'm getting. Yeah, you're very, very resourceful. That's what I was trying to illustrate with the manifestation. And health, strongly into health. Your own, and you might have overcome your own health, you know, obstacles in the past. Escaping the energy of that card, I get escaping self-limiting beliefs, escaping sort of the, yeah, helping people to take the blindfold off. You got the bluff card, you know, not to have self-limiting beliefs anymore or limit themselves based on like what society tells them that they can achieve. And you got endurance. You're an extremely strong person. You're very resilient. And you got exaltation. You just find joy and happiness. Like, you see the world as abundant, that there's enough for everyone. You might be really interested in the law of attraction and the principles of manifestation. And you got restlessness, but this also has Apollo or Mercury on this card. So you're being divinely guided. Like I said before, you might actually even have what I would classify as psychic abilities, and you want to keep moving. You believe that the world can be a better place. You got the optimism card. There's something strongly coming forward too about children, making the world a better place for the next generation or even the generation after that. You could also be helping people to have their kids stay with them, you know? If they're in a difficult situation and there's the threat of their kids being taken from them, you help them to get to a place in their life where, you know, that's not a factor anymore. Like this, I'm really strongly getting the energy of someone who does a lot of good for their community and others, and that it's gorgeous. It's like you just have this radiance about you, and like this, you have an amazing laugh, an infectious laugh is what I'm getting. That is so beautiful. Yes, and something about like this part of the collarbones, this area of your body being really, really beautiful. So let's get one final card, kind of cap off the reading. What makes group number 3 so gorgeous? Okay. You got Mystic Star, harmony in the home, and great friendships. Like that's the whole energy of your whole reading. You have strong partnerships with other people. You are a very welcoming, like, energy about you. You welcome people into your home and you help them. You're like a miracle. It's like you're a fairy godmother. That's the energy that I'm getting. That's how other people see you. I'm like, they can't help but see you as completely gorgeous. Like, it's just such a beautiful, like, caring, like, it's like, you know, Mother Teresa. That's the kind of energy that's coming through. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated with you. If it did, please give me a thumbs up. That would be a huge help to me. And if you know someone else who might like the reading, you could share it with them. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please join the family. And if anyone is interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can always go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my booking information and services are available there. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Take care.